Okay, and we are live. So today we are making a fall dessert popcorn. I know it's still technically summer, but it's gonna be fall before we know it. So I was just separating out the kernels. I already popped the popcorn, and we're gonna get started on melting our candy melt. So we're doing a dessert popcorn. Okay, so I did 2 sets of popcorn in the popcorn maker, and if you have one that is like I don't know, it's hard to describe. So looks like this. I did 2 sets where you fill this little top part here to the little line, and then I just did 2 sets of those. So I think it's like about a quarter to a third of a cup for each one of unpopped kernels. And then this is how much after picking out the non-pop stuff that we have. Hello, thank you for joining. Happy Friday. Another week has gone by so fast. Okay, so for our melts, of course, we're using the white vanilla melting wafers. Today I'm using Member Mark brand. And I'm gonna do, thinking about 2 cups. I want enough to coat everything, but not to be super thick, not to be too much. That should be good. Wait, what are you making? We're doing a fall-inspired dessert popcorn. So we're gonna go with like an apple cinnamon flavor. Okay, so we're gonna start to melt these down. Okay. Oh, cool. Yes, I'm very excited about trying this one. I've had this idea for a little while, and I finally remembered that these, if we can get the camera to focus, that's a little bit better. So this is the flavor we're going to be using for our apple, and these are concentrated flavoring oils, and they're basically like super concentrated. That's why it's such like a teeny tiny bottle. But they're super concentrated, and you can add them to a bunch of different stuff. I've tried them out like a little bit, but not a ton, and so I was very excited to order this set that had both regular apple and green apple. I think green apple would be great with a caramel apple dessert. So definitely need to try that out sometime this fall. Okay, they're just barely starting to melt. Pop that back in. Okay, and then our other ingredients besides that, so we have popcorn. I would say this is about, I'm estimating like maybe 4 or 5 cups of actual like popped popcorn. If anyone wants to make it, I'm gonna estimate about that much. And then our other ingredients, we have some cinnamon, and then I'm also gonna add a little bit of salt to make sure we enhance the flavors and temper that melting wafer sweetness. Let's give it another stir, see how we're doing melting wise here. Trying to make sure I stir it well before seeing if we need to add it back to the microwave. Because like I always say, you don't want to overheat these. If you end up burning them, you just got to toss them. There's no salvaging. Once they burn, they get like this chalky consistency that's really strange. And of course, sometimes even it gets like a burnt color and taste to it. So I want to make sure we stir it through, see if that helps melt it, and if there's anything left, we can pop it in there for just a little bit longer. Okay, most things are gone. There's still a couple little stubborn pieces. Let's see if just a little bit more mixing will help. still a little bit more. So I'm going to pop it in there for like 10 seconds. Doesn't need very much more time. Okay. And then the only hard part is that, like I said, I've only used these oils maybe 2 or 3 times. So estimating the amount is going to be a little bit tricky, but from what I remember, just a couple drops can really make a big difference. So okay, I think we look pretty good. Looks all melted. So now we can add a little bit of our apple flavor. Hello, no, this is not icing. These are vanilla melting wafers. We're making a fall-inspired dessert popcorn. Oh, now we're adding some of our concentrated apple flavor. Ooh, that smells really good. Okay, I'm gonna try a couple drops at first. I'll have to try like a little taste of it before I actually put it on the popcorn, just to make sure, because like I said, these can be very, very powerful, and I don't want to overdo it, but I also want to make sure we taste it. Hello, thank you for joining. Okay, let's stir that in. And what's cool is that those, because they're oil-based, they can be added to melts like this and chocolate, and also if you want to do like a sugar-free like lollipop or something, you can get some isomalt, and that's it's like a sugar alternative, I believe. You just got to make sure you don't eat too much. I think it makes your tummy hurt or something. But what does concentrated flavor mean? So if you see other bottles of extract, they're like sold in, you know, an ounce or 2 ounce bottles, like really big. This is itty bitty. It's literally called 1 dram. Is that's like how small this bottle is. So it just means that the flavor, instead of, you know, pouring more in there, you need less of it because it's like focused on the flavor so much, basically. It's been concentrated down into a little bit. So all you need to do is add a little bit, not a bunch. Okay, before I taste it, I want to add our cinnamon, which I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm going to start it with half a teaspoon. And then see if I want to add a full teaspoon after that. I don't know, half a teaspoon, that's a pretty good amount there. Let's see how we do. Mix all that cinnamon. Oh my gosh, it smells like fall, but the weather is not fall-like yet. That's my favorite part. Like one of my favorite parts of fall, of course. There's so many, but that cool, crisp weather when that comes in. It's very weird working on content when it's not matching the season. Okay, we look nice and mixed. Let's give it a little bit of a taste. I usually don't try candy melts when they're melted, but of course I want to make sure that this tastes good before we add to our popcorn. I feel like I could use a little bit more of our apple. I think I did about 3 drops before. So maybe like another 1 or 2. 1, 2, 3. Ah, that was 4, okay. Should be able to taste it now. Plus I'm gonna add a little sprinkle of salt. Just a little bit. I'm not very aggressive with my salting. The cinnamon can quickly overpower something, so I want to make sure we taste both flavors. Autumn is my favorite 100%. Absolutely. I just love that cool weather, all the leaves changing is one of my favorite things to see, especially like those deep dark red trees. I love those. Okay, I think we're nice and mixed. Let's see. Grab another tasting spoon. Yep. I guess I'll taste it. I think it needs a little more salt, actually. And I kind of think another drop or so. My favorite scent is burning leaves and wood. I don't think I've actually smelled like a candle with burning leaves. That would be interesting. I always love the shocker apple, like the sweet apple ones, or one of my favorite holiday scents is, oh, a little drop went down the bottle, is like cinnamon caramel. I love the combination of those scents together. Of course, those are good any time of year, but there's just something about them that feels very holiday and like fall to me. Okay, let's mix. And I'm sure it's going to taste a little bit different when it's in its like heated form versus when we actually have it on the popcorn and everything. I just want to make sure it like is towards the flavor direction that I want. Yeah, I think that's better. And when we mix it with the popcorn, of course, it's going to change the flavor a little bit, but I think we'll be able to taste everything. I don't want to add any more cinnamon. I'm glad I only stuck with the ½ teaspoon because, like I said, that can quickly take over. So now we have our popped popcorn here, and we're going to pour it over. Oops, I need a sheet pan. Sheet pan lined with parchment paper, ready on the side. Because once we pour this, we mix it together. We want to make sure that it doesn't start to set too quickly before we pour it on our sheet pan to cool. Least favorite is apple cinnamon. I don't know why, but probably because my grandparents always have like 5 apple cinnamon candles at once every time you visit. I can totally get that. For a long time, I feel like apple cinnamon, I was like, yeah, I'm not that big of a fan. I feel like if it has the right balance, or if it has like another kind of sweet scent mixed into it, I like that a lot better. But I totally get where you're coming from because it can be a bit powerful. Okay, okay, one more thing. Rubber spatula. Make it easier to mix and put on the pan. Okay, now we're ready. I'm gonna pour it over. Try to get all that stuff in there. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna just give it a good mix. Kind of sinks to the bottom like immediately, but trying to make sure it gets coated with everything. So we want all the popcorn to have flavor on it. Keeps getting stuck in my thumb. Go in that middle because there was a big old clump down there. Just want to get a little bit of everything mixed together. You want the bites to be pretty similar, if possible. Sometimes with the popcorns, you might have more like chunky additions that you're adding, like M&Ms or something. Those are a little bit harder to get in every bite. Okay, I think we look pretty good here. So let's get our sheet pan and we're going to transfer. Bumped the tripod, my apologies. Okay, and up. Some extra melts that got stuck along the bottom, so I'm just gonna scrape down the bowl. Get all that good stuff out of here. I'm putting it in kind of like a flattish layer just to make sure that it's easier to like break into little pieces. Some little spots you're gonna have more little clusters, other ones you'll have like kind of single pieces of popcorn. I'm kind of thinking about doing maybe like a little, maybe like a little sprinkle of cinnamon over the top. I don't want to overpower, like I said, but I feel like that would look really good too. Have you ever made a popcorn ball? Like candy popcorn? I've heard of them, but I've never actually made them before. My mom talks about when she used to make them as a kid, and they would like burn her hands because you have to do it when it's like really hot. That looks yummy. Thank you so much. Making like a candy apple popcorn. Yes. You should make popcorn Rice Krispie treats. I actually did that, I think it was a few months ago, or it was spring. I don't know. Time is flying by like crazy. So yeah, it was a while back, but you have to have it, I think, like right away. But even then, it just like the popcorn, maybe bag popcorn would be better. This is like stuff I popped in the like the popcorn maker with the fresh kernels and that type of stuff. So this stuff does not stay crispy. You have to enjoy it really soon. So I think that it maybe would depend on the popcorn, but for the one that I tried with this, it didn't work out very well. It kind of was like soft and chewy and just not what I thought it would turn out to be. So yeah, good idea, but not how I would want it to turn out. Let's see. I think it'd be easier to get a little bit of a spoon. But basically, I'm going to sift a little bit of cinnamon over the top. I think it also makes it look a little bit better too. Okay. Trying to add it slowly so it doesn't all like shoot down at once. And sift, sift, sift. I'll finish getting caught up in the chat. I just want to do this before it sets. This is probably another I would say less than half a teaspoon, just under that. So we are adding some more, but like I said, I think it looks so much better having something on top. If I had some like freeze-dried apple pieces, I would totally put them on top of here too to add to the apple flavor. But those are super subtle, so that's why I don't use those very much for treats. Okay. I think we look good. What do you guys think? Let's see. Commit ketchup in chat. I'm fat and impatient. I want to try some. I wish I could hand you guys samples through the phone. It really does look good. Oh, thank you. Probably doesn't take too long to cook. No, this is super easy. This is when I do popcorn, like dessert popcorn stuff, it's one of our shorter lives that we do. And like this is, we're done. This is all that there is to it. And but I just have to let this sit now, so I can't like break it apart and like eat it right now to tell you guys how it tastes once it's fully done. But I'll make sure to post pictures either later today or sometime tomorrow and let you guys know how it turned out fully now that it's like all put together. Very excited about that. Let's see. That looks so good. I want some. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys liked it. Like I said, that's not very many ingredients. It takes a super short amount of time. And that's why I love doing dessert popcorns because they're very versatile. And I think the most time consuming part is literally picking out the unpopped kernels to make sure that those don't sneak in there. Aside from that, it's very quick. And like I said, I got these little flavorings on Amazon. I don't think I mentioned that one yet, but I got these off of Amazon. I actually have started to create like a Amazon storefront type thing. So if you guys want like a dessert popcorn section, I can totally put some of these ingredients in there, especially these, because it actually comes in a little pack of 12 and there's 12 different flavors. So there's like blackberry and peach. I got like the fruity flavors one, but they also have one that has, I think, like coffee and caramel and all that kind of cool stuff. So you can make a lot of really cool stuff. And like I said, these are oil based. So this is not sponsored, by the way, by Loran, but if they happen to see this, hello. I just got really excited because it makes it like very versatile to be able to add flavors to something that would be kind of difficult to add flavor to. So the oil based is great for the candy melts and chocolate and like I said, isomalts. You don't want to add I think regular extracts to those because sugar and water, sugar just likes to dissolve. So oil based is a great way to add some flavor to stuff. And what else? I think we're caught up in the chat unless anyone else has any more questions. Of course, Daily Shorts videos are coming to you, and we have our next live next week at the same time. And I believe it's on the schedule, and I'll be updating so that there are more that pop up for you there. But I believe we're doing fall cupcake topper little treats. So they can be either like little treats or they can also be put on a cupcake as a topper. Let's see, aside from that, we got some fun fall and especially Halloween stuff coming up. And I'm very excited about that. I love Halloween. And in the meantime, I also am doing a class at the Bake Fest Holiday Edition. So if you like to do baking as a hobby or you're trying to like start a business or kind of any of the above, there's a really great thing called the Bake Fest, which happens in May, but they also have the Bake Fest Holiday Edition, which happens at the beginning of October this year, the 5th and the 6th. So if you're interested in doing any kind of that, like they have hands-on classes, they also have like business classes and a whole variety of things. So you can learn a ton of stuff and you get access to the recordings for a year if you can't make it or if you miss classes because they have like 3 or 4 classes going on at the same time at every time slot. And I'm actually teaching at one of the classes and I will be teaching how to do spooky cute cookie pops for Halloween. So I'm very excited about that one because I love it. I want to get into baking. Did you have any tips? Great question. I think my first thing would be to start out with finding some recipes that sound good to you and that kind of make you excited. And then when you try those out, think about how you might want to kind of switch them up. Like I grew up with my mom. She would find recipes as like inspiration, but then she would always tweak them. She would always like change them in some way. So I kind of have that side of her where I want to keep kind of experimenting and doing different things. And so I would say start with like a nice, like good solid recipe from a cookbook or online. There's so many recipes out there. And it just kind of depends on what you have an interest in. If you want to start with cake or if you want to start with cookies, there are a ton of recipes out there, but of course, I would recommend starting with the basics. I actually didn't. I made macarons before I ever made a chocolate chip cookie. Don't recommend that because they also kind of drive you a little bit crazy when they have temperamental issues. But yeah, I would say start out with something fairly easy and then just kind of like see what you might want to, do to make it your own. And that can always be really a fun thing to do is experiment with flavors and all that kind of stuff. So I think start with like a nice base recipe and then kind of go from there and just try new things is the biggest thing. Because sometimes, like, I thought I would prefer to make cookies, but I kind of get on a holiday kick with that. The rest of the year, I tend to do either like no bake during the summer or I like to do cakes and cupcakes and all that kind of stuff. So just experiment and see what you enjoy the most and what you want to kind of try out. If you have any other questions, feel free to let me know in another video or if you want to message me or anything like that. Let's see what's that. Thank you for answering. Yes, it's a cinnamon apple popcorn, dessert popcorn for fall. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. I know I talked a lot, but I appreciate you asking the question. And like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know in the future. I do have playlists on my channel if you want to check out some cookie recipe tutorial stuff and cake tutorials and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Okay, I think, like I said, I'll have to let this set and I'll take pictures later for you guys and let you know how it turned out. In the meantime, like I said, all the other stuff coming up, the Bake Fest. Oh yeah, that's right. Make sure to go to thebakefest.com if you want to purchase a ticket. And let's see, are you cooking? This one is a super simple, no bake, no cook. Just heat up some candy melts and just mix a few things together and dessert popcorn. Super duper easy. But let's see, with the Bake Fest, really excited about that, like I said, because I'm teaching the Spooky Cute Cookie Pops class. So if you are interested in that, the early bird sale ends tomorrow and the 31st of August. Can't believe I'm already saying that it's September on Sunday, but it ends tomorrow. And if you use my code AdventuresNyam15, then you get an additional 15% off on top of the early bird price. So this is the best price that it's going to be. Never seen popcorn like that. Yes, I love making dessert popcorn in fun and different ways. Because of course regular popcorn is good. Popcorn with like fun seasonings and stuff is cool. But this would also be great for, I'm trying to figure out how to make it like crispier, but it would be great for like a gift if you give it to someone like right away. I'm just trying to figure out how I can make it crispier with this is what I've started to use is like the popcorn popping vessel. So kind of playing around with how to make the popcorn itself crispier for longer, but it is very, very fun to make dessert popcorn. I highly recommend it. Anywho, I think thank you for everybody with your questions and for participating in the chat. I always love to have you guys talk to me in the chat and ask questions. I think that's it for today. Like I said, the popcorn ones tend to be shorter. I'm from a foreign country and I've never seen dessert popcorn. Yeah, it's even here in the US, I don't think it's super popular, but I think maybe around like holiday times they become really popular. But definitely recommend. I just used the white vanilla melting wafers, or you could use like chocolate or like a tempered chocolate would be great because it would have a little bit of a snap. But I used these ones, the white vanilla melting wafers, to completely coat everything after mixing some stuff into it. So for anyone that missed the stuff earlier in the live, this will be up later. I think it posts right away, but I'm not quite sure about that. But it will be up if you want to check out the replay. And like I said, our live next week will be some fall cupcake toppers that we're very excited to do. I'm going to subscribe, I guess. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think in the meantime, I hope everyone has a really great weekend, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Try to stay cool out there while we try to wait for that fall weather to kick in. But I hope you guys have a great Friday, and I will see you very soon. Bye.